Okay, we are getting ready for the Pesach Seder. We have a nice, beautiful Koshel Yo. We have different Haggadahs and Kairos all around the table. And the main players of the day is the Kinderlach, the Einiklach, the sons, the daughters. And that's the mitzvah of the Haggadah to Levincha, where you tell the Kinderlach the story of Pesach. And in the Haggadah we say that afilu kolanu chacham kolanu levainim, even if we're great tzaddikim, we know everything. Mitzvah aleinu l'saper b'tzias mitzrayim. We still have to say this story. And I actually did see that even the chrein, the morah that we use, which in the Gemara it's called tamcha, is a Rosh Tevis tamid misaprim kavod kel. Always say the story of Hashem. So there are a couple of famous stories about Pesach. A couple of famous stories about Pesach that everybody knows, and the tzaddikim in general always used to say stories about Pashat Yidden on the night of the Pesach. Everybody knows the story of Dayenu. The Gekazhin Tzamagid, for example, made a point every Shabbos Agadol or before Pesach to say 3 famous stories about miracles that happened on Pesach because of the Pashat Yidden. But I'm going to tell you two or three stories of Pashat Yidden and who came to a Seder, and they did everything that what they were supposed to do, and Hashem listened to their tefillos, and because of how real they were in the night of the Seder, a big zera was batel. There's a famous story of the Baal Shem Tov, that the Baal Shem Tov, once in the middle of making the Seder, the Baal Shem Tov started smiling. Later he said that I want to tell everybody that during the Seder I saw in Shemayim that things are very, very bad, Rahman al-Atzan, and bad things are going to happen. I was trying to see how we could make the Gzeira go away. But then I saw that a simple Yid, and Am Haaretz, he had the powers to be Mavatal the Gzeira. What did he do? He was sitting in the night of the Seder. Him and his wife were sitting and drinking the wine and singing different Nigunim, and came to V'hisha Amda, and they were singing V'hisha Amda, yeah? And then they came to the words Amad Aleinu L'chaloseinu, and the wife, who was such a simple woman, said, Chalas on Pesach, Amad Aleinu L'chaloseinu, Chalas on Pesach, Chalas HaChametz. How does Chalas get into the middle of Pesach Seder? So they were both all shocked. How could you say Amad Aleinu L'chaloseinu? That's not really what it means. Over there it means that the Goyim, Rahman al-Atzan, want to destroy us, yeah? But she thought Chaloseinu means Chalas. But then they became a little calmer, because when they finished the paragraph, they said, V'hakadosh Baruch Hu matzileinu miyadam. That the Eibishter helps us. So the man was also simple. He didn't know what matzileinu means. The Eibishter helps us. He said, Hakadosh Baruch Hu matzahs. He makes the chalas, make sure that they're matzah, they're small matzalach. And that's why they were calm. And the Baal Shem Tov said, when the way they said that the Haggadah was so special, was so real, that they broke a gzeira min hashemayim. Okay. Now the next story, Rachel, you're going to go outside. Okay. The next story is another Pashat Yid who did the Haggadah also by V'hisha Amda, and because he did it with such simple heart, he was able to break a gzeira. What did he do? If you look in the Haggadah right before the V'hisha Amda, it says Magbiin esakais. You cover over the matzah, and you pick up the cup. And that's why we sing V'hisham, the right, David? We hold the cup. Now, in his Haggadah, in that person's Haggadah, it was something, wine spilled, and instead of the word hakois, by the chaf, a little wine spilled, and it looked like a fei. You know where a chaf could look like a fei? A chaf. And if wine spills, it looks like a fei. So he read the word Zalman, Magbiin es, instead of Magbiin es a kois, you pick up the kois. He read the words Magbiin es hafus, you pick up your feet. So every time he sang the Hishamda, he put his foot on the table. He thought that you have to pick up your feet. And it was until he realized it was a mistake. But he did it because he thought that's what it says, and he followed the instructions. And that simple Yid that did it so simple, just because it says in the Haggadah, he was able to break a Gezerah. I read another story from the Kleisenberger Rebbe. He always used to say another story. There were other two simple Yidden, a Yiddish family, didn't know too much about Pesach, didn't know too much about Shabbos and Yom Tov, but they know that different Yom Tovim we eat different things. They know sometimes we eat kreplach, sometimes we eat kneidlach. Kreplach is dough with cheese or dough with meat. So on Shavuos we eat kreplach with cheese. On Rosh Hashanah, on Erev Yom Kippur, you eat kreplach with meat. Yeah, and on Pesach time, by the end of Pesach, you eat kneidlach, crunched matzah. He didn't know what's the difference. So he told his wife, I don't know anything about Yom Tov coming up. I don't know which Yom Tov it is. So he told his wife to make kreplach and kneidlach. He made kreplach and kneidlach. So just in case it's whichever Yom Tov, he has them both. Are you allowed to have kreplach and Pesach? No way, it's dough. So he was about to start the Seder, and a guy walks in and says, Moshke, what are you doing here with kreplach? I was just by the other Jew and he's eating kneidlach. So the Kleisenberger Rebbe would say, so he says to his wife, my tired wife, nema weg de kreplach and b'nei de kneidlach. In other words, they followed every minhag so beautifully, and every minhag, if you listen to Hashem and you do everything Hashem wants, Hashem, just like He saved us when He took us out of Mitzrayim, He'll take us out of this galus, and l'shana haba b'Yerushalayim.